Hello, what's up, Esidi, back in the video. Today I have for you the top 8 solo queue legends in Apex Legends. Now these are the best legends for you to play if you're running into a game solo, no fill, no teammates, or if you just have really bad teammates in general, then these are the legends you want to play where you can solo carry and keep yourself alive. So starting off at number 8, we have Loba. Now one of the hardest things about solo queuing is getting enough loot to survive the fights. Now with Loba, first off, you can see high tier loot through walls, so you're easily able to grab high tier loot in the game, such as a purple armor in a building or a purple backpack. You can grab all those really easily. Now, having higher tier armor than your enemies will make those hard engagements a lot easier. On top of that, with Loba's black market, you can get almost infinite ammo. One of the things that makes it really difficult to 1v3 and 1v2 in Apex Legends is that you just burn through ammo. For example, if you use an R301 and you're trying to 1v3 enemies, you're going to use a lot of ammo. Probably go through like 200 or 300 bullets just in that one fight alone. Now with Loba, just put your black market down and you'll be sure to find a lot of light, a lot of heavy, and even energy ammo if you're looking for it. Loba is just a really good, consistent legend to run. All of the legends kind of have ups and downs, while Loba, with her black market and being able to see loot through walls, you can have a consistent match every single match for the most part. Now, another thing that's really good about Loba is her bracelet. With Loba's bracelet, you can teleport to places that other legends can't even get to. For example, in King's Canyon, you can throw your bracelet through these windows with these bars on them, and you can get through it. You can teleport into the building, while other legends can't do that because they're just too big to fit through that window. This makes escaping fights with Loba pretty easy, and on top of that, Loba's bracelet can get you high ground. One of the downsides to some legends is that if you're stuck on the low ground and enemies are on the high ground, you pretty much just lose because there's no way for you to get to them. Now with Loba, you can teleport onto high ground pretty much any time and shoot your enemies from there where they can't touch you. Now at number 7, we have Vantage, the new legend for Season 14. So Vantage is one of my favorite legends to play while solo queuing. One of the things that makes Vantage so strong is her ultimate, her sniper rifle. Now one of the hard parts about being a solo queue player is when you have 3 enemies all running towards you at once. There's not much you can do to hold them off because you only shoot one of them at a time, right? Now with Vantage, her sniper comes in clutch during these situations. If you tag an enemy with Vantage sniper rifle and then you shoot them while they're still tagged, you will do a quick 150 damage. Now with an enemy with white armor, that's enough to take him out. Now if there's 3 players running at you and you shoot them with a Vantage sniper rifle, it can get you an easy pick and make fighting a lot easier if you're only doing a 1v2 instead of a 1v3. One of the things about solo queuing, you have to size up your enemies before you actually start fighting. You don't want to run to a fight and you realize they all have red armor, and then what are you going to do? You have blue armor. Now with Vantage, you can see exactly what the enemies have, what armor they have, and you can tell if it's a good fight to take or not. And then another thing you'll find all throughout this list is that movement is the key for solo queue legends. Now, Vantage has her little bat that she can use to fly across the map. It's kind of like a Pathfinder and grapple, and you can get to places really quickly, and it just really helps out in 1v3 situations. Coming in at number 6, we have Valkyrie. Valkyrie is that one legend that is just strong in almost any situation. Now, the thing that makes Valkyrie so strong as a solo queue legend is her jetpack passive. She can fly and probably has the best vertical mobility of any legend in Apex. Other legends, you use your ability and then you have to wait 20 to 30 seconds before you can use it again. Now Valkyrie, you pretty much always have your jetpack. Valkyrie's jetpack makes it really easy to get the upper hand in a fight, and it lets you take out an enemy and then fly to a different position so the enemies can't catch you off guard. Now Valkyrie's missile swarm isn't as effective when it comes to solo queuing because it doesn't do too much for you. However, being able to stun enemies with your missile swarm allows you to get away and get into better positions to take them in an actual fight. Valkyrie's skydive ultimate is also really strong when it comes to 1v3 and 1v2ing. The reason is because a lot of situations you just won't be able to win a fight. 1v3, 1v2, if you're against really good players like Apex Predators, Masters, or like high-level Diamond players, it's going to be really hard to 1v3. Now this is why Valkyrie's ultimate is really strong. If you realize, okay, this fight I'm going to go in, I cannot win at all, you can quickly get to a safe location and skyward dive out of there. Now this doesn't mean you have to completely abandon the fight and not fight them at all. This just means you get some distance, maybe look for another team to start fighting them, and then come into third party. Valkyrie lets you get a ton of information on where enemies are with her ultimate and take your fights exactly how you want to. And coming at number 5, we have Bangalore. Bangalore is one of my favorite solo queue legends. Once again, mostly because of her passive. Her passive double time allows you to run faster while people are shooting at you, which makes it really easy to run away if you're not going to be able to win a fight. 3 people are chasing you, a lot of the time you got to run away. They shoot your feet, you run super fast, they won't be able to catch up. The only enemy that can really catch up, in my opinion, is OCTANE. Now, the thing with OCTANE, every time he stims, he's going to lose health. So if you're just running double time, not losing any health, and OCTANE stimming behind you, if you turn around, you'll probably be able to win that fight. On top of that, her double time just makes 1v1 fights really easy because if you're running twice as fast as the enemy, you're just going to win that fight. It's going to be really hard to hit you. You can hit them easily. Now, her tactical smoke launcher is also really good for solo queuing because it allows you to block off enemies. You always want to try to solo someone out in a 1v3 or 1v2 situation. So if you can just throw a smoke at them, it's an easy way to block them out of the fight so you can fight the other enemies. Her Rolling Thunder ultimate isn't quite as effective for solo queuing, doesn't do too much for you. However, it's still pretty good because it lets you hold enemies back if you're trying to escape. Now, at number 4, and probably a lot of people's top pick for solo queue legend, is Wraith. Now, Wraith has always been known as a solo queue legend since the launch of the game, and the main reason is because of her hitbox. Wraith has arguably the smallest hitbox in the game. Maybe the only one smaller would be Lifeline. However, with Wraith's abilities, she is definitely a stronger solo queue legend. Her passive, Voices from the Void, is almost completely useless. Doesn't do too much for you. I'm not going to go into that, but her tactical, Into the Void, is super helpful for solo queuing. Her tactical makes you immune to all damage and basically invincible for a short period of time. There's 3 enemies chasing you, or if you're stuck behind a door, something like that, you can quickly phase away, let the enemies fight each other, and then come back in once you're able to. Her ultimate also lets you solo players out and get to locations quickly, while also controlling how the fight takes place. If you're a really experienced player, then Wraith is definitely one of the top solo queue legends in Apex Legends. At number 3, we have Pathfinder. Another one of those legends that has always been up there for best solo queue legends in Apex. Pathfinder is so good for solo queuing because of his tactical grappling hook. Now, Pathfinder's grappling hook lets you get to out of reach places really fast. Other legends like Horizon's Gravity Lift, Loba's Bracelet, and Valkyrie's Jetpack, they can all get to other locations like high ground fairly quickly, but they have nothing in comparison to how quickly Pathfinder can. Pathfinder can quickly get into a fight and then grapple out without enemies being able to chase. He's also a good legend if you find yourself in a really bad situation. If you're good with Pathfinder, you can grapple out really consistently. Pathfinder's movement just makes him such a good legend for solo queue players, but he is a higher skilled legend. If you're not good with his grapple, you're not going to find much use in a solo situation. If you are really good with him, then he is one of the top legends to pick. Now, his ultimate, Zipline Gun, isn't quite as effective, but there are very niche situations where you can find use, such as super jumping with him or just trying to get across the map quicker. At number 2, we have Horizon. Now, this is my personal pick when I'm usually solo queuing because I just love Horizon, and she is one of the best solo queue legends for sure. First off, her spacewalk passive allows you to have increased air control, and it reduces fall impacts. So if you're jumping from a high location, you can get away from enemies pretty quickly and you won't get stunned when you fall. But the most important part for Horizon is her tactical, Gravity Lift. This lets you go up into the sky vertically and get high ground on enemies in any situation, no matter where you are. With other legends, when you're solo queuing, it's hard to get off heals because there's enemies constantly chasing you. You won't have much time to ever really pop a shield battery. Now with Horizon, you just throw your Gravity Lift at your feet, and a lot of the time, if you're just spinning in circles, you'll be able to get off a shield battery with no trouble. And then Horizon's ultimate, Black Hole, makes it so easy to 1v3 a lot of the times. All you have to do is grab the black hole, throw the black hole at enemies in a building, throw all your arc stars, all your grenades, all your thermites, and a lot of the time it will wipe them just like that. If it doesn't wipe them, you'll get a knock or two, and it makes the fight a whole lot easier. Now at number 1, and what you've probably been waiting for, the best solo queue legend in Apex Legends is OCTANE. But first off, OCTANE's passive, Swift Mend, makes it so OCTANE automatically restores health over time, which is kind of useful. It has its situations. If you don't have syringes or you just don't want to spend your time healing, then his passive comes in handy. But the thing that makes OCTANE really useful is his tactical stim. It increases his speed by 40% for 6 seconds. It costs a little bit of health to use, but his passive will make up for that. And all the slows that occur in Apex Legends, like when you're getting shot by a bullet or if you get stunned, Octane Stim reduces that so you can keep up speed. Having the extra 40% movement speed makes 1v3ing so much easier. It lets you get to situations a lot faster so you can third party, and lets you get out of fights really fast. And his ultimate, his launch pad, his jump pad, whatever you want to call it, is also really good because it lets you get high ground, it lets you get away from fights really quick, and it lets you get into fights really quick. On top of that, if you're good with movement abilities such as flick strafing or tap strafing with the jump pad, you can pull off some crazy things with Octane. These are the top 8 solo legends in Apex Legends. Let me know if you would mix up the order at all, if you would add in a new legend, take one out. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace.